Right, okay, all the rockers are in nicely, all sorted, inlet and exhaust all good, and they're all on the they've all got the Thackeray washers in and so on, so they're nice, and they all line up perfectly with the valve stems. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put new tappet adjusters in. Are we on camera down there? Yeah. So these are the original tappet adjusters, and these are the new ones, which are exactly the same, except the actual top. The old adjuster has that horrible square nut on the top, which I've never really found the right spanner for. And these replacements are for an Allen key, and so they're just a lot easier to adjust. With these, and you hold them and then you tighten the nut, the lock nut, and they invariably move, and then you can't, they're just a faff. So it just makes it a bit easier. They're exactly the same, but they're just easier to actually adjust because you've got an Allen key in that you can hold still while you tighten the lock nut up, and the thing's not going to move. So we're just going to screw those in now and then put lock nuts in, and that's all the head done. And there we are, all done. Got the new adjusters in, everything oiled up. I'll put the caps on when the head's on the barrels. It's just a bit easier. Put all those bits on. But yeah, really pleased. Obviously, it's looking great, and so the head is now all ready to go onto the barrels, and so that'll be that'll be a big moment. And then when the head's on, that's kind of the engine just about finished. Just got to put we'll put new electronic ignition on, but with the head on mechanically, that's kind of the head done, which is the engine done, which would be great. Great stuff. Okay, so we're getting ready to fit the covers on the end of the rocker shafts. I was thinking of doing this when I got the cylinder head on, but in retrospect I think it'd just be easier to do it with the heads off of them. Just a lot easier. So there are 4 covers, and this is one of them. So you start off with, you've got your 2 bolts obviously, then 2 copper washers underneath the bolt heads. Then we've got a stainless steel outer cover. Then you've got a gasket. Then you've got the inner plate, and this is very important inner plate because it's got these 2 lugs on it. If I can get it to focus, yeah, those 2 lugs, and those 2 lugs fit in the jaws of the rocker shaft. Yeah, so they'll only go on if the rocker shaft is in exactly the right place, and B, which is vitally important in terms of oiling, because if these spin, then the oil comes in through the edge of one of these jaws. That's where the oil goes in. It comes down, and there's a drilling, and it comes out where where there's a gap. So if the spindle turns, it will automatically cut the oil flow off. So it's obviously vitally important it doesn't spin. So that's why it's very important to have these plates on with these 2 little lugs that will stop the rocker spindle from spinning. Okay, whoops. Yeah, so we've got a plain gasket. Then over the top of the lugs, we've got the gasket with the hole in the middle, so the lugs can stick out, and then that goes onto the cylinder head, and then we've got 4 of those sets all together. So we're going to put some well seal on everything and then start assembly. Okay, so here we go. We've got the inner plate with the sort of protuberances on there, the lugs on that are going to fit in the slots of the rocker spindle. Okay, I've got a little bit of Yeah, just line it up roughly. Then we've got a plain gasket. There was the gasket with the hole in the middle. That goes behind that plate, and then on top of this plate is just a plain gasket because there's no lugs in the way. And then on top of that goes the final plain plate. So we've got a massive sandwich there of gaskets and plates. And then we've got the Whitworth bolts that go in with copper washers underneath the heads. Right, and then we're going to tighten this up to 8 foot-pounds, which is what's that, 96 inch pounds. Yeah, so I've got my mini torque wrench, which does inch pounds on it. When I say mini, the normal torque wrench only goes down to 15 foot-pounds, and anything below that is inaccurate. So this is a mini torque wrench. Camera's a bit in the way, but never mind. And this goes down, and this will give us the 8 foot-pounds or 196 inch pounds. There we go. So that's the first plate on. We just got to do the same with the others, and then we just come back and we just wipe the well seal off. I don't know if I've mentioned before, but if you are using well seal, there's only one thing that will get the well seal off. It's heavy duty PVC cleaner. Horrible smelly stuff. Acetone free. I get it from the shops that do the double glazing. You know? It's mainly double glazing cleaner, but it's the only thing that will get well seal off that I know of. Okay, so done. We'll do the others, then clean the well seal off, and we're finished. Jolly good. Right, and there we go. We've got the end caps on the rocker shafts. Just what I forgot to mention before, I'll just mention it now, that the owner supplied these custom plates. That's why they're a bit thicker, and they're not alloy, sort of chrome plates. So they're like a little custom edition, as are the oil feed screws. So the oil feed pipes will go on there when they're fitted. There we go. But yeah, so that's the head all done, ready, and so we'll be putting it on the barrels next. Oh, that'll be exciting. And then the sort of engine will be finally kind of all together. So yeah, looking forward to that. So head all done, and now put it on the barrels. Yeehaw.